Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the Cork It podcast. My name is Kyle Schwieger. I'm joined by my other co-hosts here. Did you just make a TikTok?
Yeah.
Did you tag all of us?
No, I just tagged you because you were the only one in it.
Did you finish uploading it?
I think so.
Did you make it on the Cork It account?
No, I should have.
I'll get it later. What's up, guys? We're back to the Cork It podcast.
This should have gone on the... Anyways.
I'm here with my co-host.
I already introduced it.
This is
Okay,
great
so
production.
introduce yourself. Let's go down the line. If you're a new listener here, I'm Kyle. I already introduced myself. Introduce yourself.
I'm JJ.
Nico.
Dante.
And I'm so sad to say this, but this is our last episode with Dante Ellison for, I don't know when. I don't know how long. Maybe a month if we
About
continue to do it.
ever.
Because Dante's got to go
Who
back
knows?
home
Yeah, Pittsburgh.
To the Berg.
to the Berg.
Yep.
You excited?
Sorry for this. Yeah, big summer
Kinda.
plans.
Nah, just working.
Where
Where
do you
working?
work?
I'm gonna work with his landscaping company.
Nice.
Big time landscaper.
Dante hard at
I
work.
mean, just trying to get some money for next year.
Nice.
Nice.
Right on.
That's smart.
That's good.
That's smart.
Thank you.
Cool. Well, yeah, so Dante, this is our last episode. We'll get to some around the league stuff here in a second. So my around the league is, so this episode's going to be a little bit different because we didn't really, discuss what we were going to talk about beforehand. So we're just going to kind of see where things go. But let's go around the league real quick. One thing I want to talk about, I sent it in the group chat earlier today. This is actually pretty interesting. A couple of days ago, FC Barcelona's women's soccer team set the record for the most attended women's soccer match in history with 91,648 people in attendance. That is crazy. Shout out to them. The other thing that we've got going on, we've got the NBA playoffs continuing here. I think it's tonight the last game of the Celtics
I think
Nets
so.
game.
Could
So
be.
could be the last game. So
Game
it's
number
gonna be
4.
game number 4.
Don't jinx it.
Yes, I'm not jinxing anything. It's gonna be game number 4 tonight, which means that by the time this comes out tomorrow, game will already be over.
Yeah.
So we're either looking at Celtics in the next round or the Nets forcing game 5.
Yeah.
So that's all interesting. There's been some crazy stuff happening. I want to address my take on the last episode when I said I think the Timberwolves could sweep the Memphis Grizzlies. I just want to
You missed
apologize
on that
for
one.
that.
Awful take.
That horrendous take that I had last week. What else? We got the NFL draft coming up. You guys got any people that you're excited to see and or think are going to be horrible, bust, terrible picks?
I'm not paying too much attention because the Dolphins don't really have a pick.
Yeah, I mean, I've always seen. So my problem with NBA and NFL drafts is I know the top 5 picks and I know what prospects my team's going to draft, right?
Yeah.
So I'm a Packers fan, so I've only been looking at receivers. I don't know anyone else, right? And it's the same in the NBA, right? Right now, I've got the Thunder looking at some picks. I know the top 5 guys, and I know some big men that I would want to put on our roster. That's it. But like outside of that, I do not know who or who's going to be good or what's a
Yeah.
good pick or anything like that. So I'm a very casual draft fan. So like I think that's why we aren't going to make this a huge topic of discussion.
Right.
I know, shout out to my buddy Mark and the Underdog podcast. But he's doing like a live stream for the draft and he's got a couple mock drafts out there. Very informative. He's one of the smartest dudes I know when it comes to football. So check out the Underdog podcast for some NBA or NFL draft content. He'll be live streaming the night of the draft, I believe. But yeah, so is there anyone that you guys see that you're either like really high on or really low on? I know JJ was talking about someone earlier, so I'll let you start.
Yeah. Mr. Aiden Hutchinson. It's gonna sound very biased, and it is because we don't care for the team up north. But I don't know. I just felt like after his senior year, and I mean he had a good year. Like he had 62 total tackles and 14 sacks and 2 forced fumbles. But I don't know. To me, it just felt like he had a couple really, really good games throughout the season, and then he had other games where he just was non-existent. And to be fair, I wasn't like paying so much attention to like what was happening. So like he could have played like 3 snaps one game and then like nothing. But then like I don't know, it just felt like he just got like a ton of hype right like after the season and like going into the draft, and like for me I just didn't like know why, or like I didn't understand what people were seeing or what people like were getting about him. But yeah, and then like against Georgia in the playoffs he like got shut down, and then like people like pointed to that, and then like a lot of the defense was, well, Georgia's just like Georgia and they're like a bunch of NFL prospects. Like
I always
like
thought
he's going to be playing against NFL players next year.
I always thought that was funny, and like the whole discussion where they're like, would this Alabama team beat the worst NFL team?
No,
and I'm
they
like,
wouldn't.
The funny thing is that like people don't realize like the NFL and NBA teams are made of like the best of the best college kids.
Right.
So like a bench in the NBA are all people that were like the best of the best in college.
Yeah.
So like to think that like your team at Alabama that wouldn't even have like everyone go to the NFL would be an NFL team is kind of crazy. And like you said, like with Aiden Hutchinson, like people are like, well, they've got a good offensive line. I'm like, okay, like in the NFL, every single one of those offensive line members were deemed the best on their team on their position in college football. So.
And even if they weren't, they eventually beat out who was considered the best.
Right.
Yeah, I haven't
But-
paid much attention to that, but like
Yeah.
we talked about it. The only thing I don't agree with is like when people were saying, "Oh, he's gonna be better than like both Bosa brothers." I'm like, dude, that's a stretch.
That is
Yes. I feel like that's a very
Yeah.
big stretch.
We'll see. I mean, obviously he went to the school that no one likes, but I got no hard feelings towards him. Excuse me, but hope he has a great career. But I just don't see all the hype for
All the hype.
number one overall.
Yeah,
personally.
and that's fair, and I understand that that much. I think that's fair.
In general, it would be cool to see where Chris Olave and Garrett Wilson end up,
Yeah,
because
that's like the only reason I'm watching the draft, because I mean, just to see where the Ohio State players go, just
yeah.
be rooting for them. I know Kyle wants Olave to be a Packer.
I would
so-
love Olave to be a Packer. I think that would be so much fun. I would be interested to see what they do with their picks, because I also heard some stuff about the Deebo Samuel trade and all that stuff that came out. Oh, that's another thing I missed in the Around the League. Deebo Samuel requesting a trade.
He did.
So that'll be interesting.
There was
There's been a lot of talk
I
about
saw a
that.
video on Barstool, and it was like this big party or something, and this guy had like a Debo was like staying in San Fran. Or
Oh
something,
yeah, it was
and Debo was like, no, like
what, it was at like a club or something,
Yeah.
and when they do the champagne bottle service, they have like a giant sign with like
Yeah.
fireworks out of it and all that stuff, and it said like Deebo staying to.
and the
San
camera
Fran.
zoomed to him, and he was like, no.
He's like,
Nah.
yeah,
So-
that's funny.
It'll be interesting to see where he goes.
Yeah, and I'm really excited to see all the movement, and I will say this like about the NFL, the way that the wide receiver market's changed in the last literally month has
Yeah.
been crazy.
Yeah.
Like everyone's underpaid, like everyone's got to be moving and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean,
You got any thoughts, Dante?
I mean,
You've been kind of quiet.
Not a lot.
Should we,
what
should we-
what pick
who
do
do
the
you want?
Steelers have in the draft?
Yeah.
they have 20, but
You looking at anyone?
I've heard like they might move up to 7 to like get a quarterback like Malik Willis or Kenny Pickett. So
I can see that.
You don't-
'cause
you don't-
Trubisky's garbage.
you don't trust in Trubisky?
What happened to Baker?
I trust in Trubisky. It's just I guess
Garbage
the
quarterback.
organization doesn't, but it's gonna be interesting because I think like the last time we moved up was to get Devin Bush, and he
Yeah.
was good last year, but he wasn't that good this year. So I don't know if you want to send the house for the 7th overall pick to get
Oh, and the
Malik
Giants,
Willis.
their wide receiver who they
Oh,
drafted
yeah.
last
Oh,
year.
yeah.
I did see that. It's weird. The Giants have like the most expensive wide receiver room in the NFL, and yet are so horrendously bad.
Didn't they like not touch the end zone last season?
I don't think.
Huh?
No, like the
Giants
wide receivers.
like did not get in the end zone like at all.
It was a
fact.
lot of rushing touchdowns. I know that
Oh,
because
okay.
it was Saquon and when
No.
Saquon. No, wait.
Saquon got
No,
hurt.
their
didn't he?
backup. It's whoever their backup running back was. Not Saquon. See, this is what happens when we don't prepare anything.
Yeah.
We speak nonsense.
Talking about your random stuff.
Well, I do think I did see that though, that the Giants have the most expensive wide receiver room and now are shopping
Yeah.
out there.
It looks like they didn't. The 2 receiving touchdowns were from Saquon and Booker.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
so
crazy.
Devin Booker plays in the NFL.
Devontae Booker.
Thank you, Dante.
You're welcome. Needed to clear it up.
so Dante, you've been kind of quiet the last couple episodes.
Yeah.
So I want to talk. I know that so prior to coming into this podcast, we had this idea that we would just talk about Dante the whole time, but I don't think he liked that idea. But however, I do want to touch on this though, because I think it's hilarious. But like, I asked you, it was about watching movies, and you told me that give us a ballpark estimate of how many movies you've seen in your life.
Like, including, like, kid movies or, like...
Well, okay, yeah, just like
'Cause,
ballpark,
like-
because like, is it majority of them are kids
I mean,
movies?
like, yeah, when I was a kid, I watched a lot of movies, but...
What was the other than Batman? Because I know that you guys went and all saw that together. What was the last movie you saw in theaters?
In theaters? I don't even know. I can't tell you.
Have you still not seen Batman?
I still haven't seen Batman.
It's on HBO now if you want to watch
It
it.
is.
I know. I might wait till I get home and watch it with my dad or whatever, but
Yeah.
I'll figure it out.
I
I
want-
was so mad that I couldn't go. I was literally like so
That's
excited.
schoolwork.
Yeah, I did. I was literally filming something. I was in an alleyway, and it was actually funny. I was filming something for a class because we were supposed to do like a lighting thing. So we were like working with lighting, and I was actually filming like a dude that was wearing like a scarecrow mask, like for like from Batman. So like I was like filming Batman while you guys were all watching Batman. So no, but I still haven't seen that yet. But I just thought it was funny because you were like, we were having you name your top 10 movies, and 4 of them were all the Toy Story movies.
No, that was... I mean, the last one I saw in theaters was the Marvel's Endgame or...
Oh, okay.
So,
Okay.
yeah,
Marvel.
Avengers.
Avengers.
He doesn't even know what it is.
Oh my
I don't know if it was like Civil War or the Endgame.
Civil War was in
was-
2015.
Okay,
so
then it was Endgame.
Yeah. Did you even know what was going on? Because I know like you don't.
Was
watch
there a
lot of
big
Marvel
purple guy?
movies.
They were like fighting.
Yeah. I was like,
Don't-
No,
I mean,
movies.
like,
he's
it was
saying,
a while ago.
He's saying like, did you like understand the plot, or like were you like lost, like trying to catch up?
I wouldn't say lost, but like it was a while ago, so I rarely remember what happened in it.
Fair.
All
That's
right.
fair. That's fair. I mean, that's fair. But it just kind of got me thinking, because like I know we talked about this a little bit, but like that being said, what are some of the movies you guys that are like considered classics that you guys haven't seen? Because I know there's a couple I haven't seen.
I haven't seen Titanic.
I had to watch that for a class. So I actually just watched that this year because I had to watch it for a class.
I tell people that, and they're like, "How have you not seen Titanic?" I was like, "I don't know."
It's cool. I mean,
I haven't had like a big interest to like.
it's also
sit down
3
and
hours
watch it.
long.
Yeah,
So
3 hours.
Yeah. So I sat down and
It's a
I
good
had to
movie.
watch it in chunks. You haven't seen it.
Yes, I
You've
have.
seen it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's a good movie.
I mean, yeah, it is a good movie. I don't know. It just seemed like you were joking around about like it. I don't know. But I don't know. It's like good. I don't think it's anything super special. You know what I'm saying? Like the
Yeah.
acting's good. It's like a cool, cute little love story or whatever.
Mhm.
But like the weird thing about the way Titanic is set up is that like the actual, so it's like told in like primarily a flashback. So like it starts
From
off
the,
in
like the girl, like
yeah.
Roses,
So
is that the name?
it starts off in like present day, and like Rose is like 90 or like 100 or whatever.
Interesting.
And they're all like searching for like this diamond that got lost on the Titanic like years and years ago when it sunk. And the opening, it's like 35 minutes of talking, like of Rose talking just to the like documentary crew who's looking for the thing.
Yeah.
And then you finally get introduced to like the like earlier parts of like when the Titanic's setting sail and all that stuff. But, like it's like 30 minutes of like that, and then the actual story of the Titanic.
Yeah.
And then after that, it's still another 20 minutes of, you know, the end stuff, and she like has it. Spoilers, but it sinks, right? And you
Really?
know,
What?
I didn't
I
know
know,
that.
I know. Spoiler alert.
No, the only thing I've seen from Titanic is like if she had like room on like the door or whatever.
Have you seen like the thing
I've
where
seen the
she's like,
clips.
it's been 80 or how many years?
I don't remember
It's
that well.
like it went around a while because it was like every time like a sports team's been really bad, they put that little like video where she's like, it's been 84 years or something like that.
Yeah, I feel like because I've seen that clip and I feel like there was room.
The,
I feel
the
like
clip on the door.
she
Well, it's like
could've
a, it's like a, it's
84
not just
years.
like a, it's not even just like a door to like a room like where someone sleeps or whatever. It was like a ballroom door. Like that's pretty big.
Yeah,
I feel like
there
both-
were
you could pull
people
them
who
out.
like analyzed the film and like did the math to see if there was enough space.
Yeah, I had to do an analysis on that movie for my class, and it was all right. It's a sad movie though. Like
Yeah,
this stuff's kind of sad. Well, like especially because like the weird part about like the historical part is like it's such a huge, and this is gets kind of deep is what I'm gonna say here. Is like it shows a lot of like classism and like the differing social classes, and like the fact that like they were locking the like doors basically for like the lower class people that were on lower decks. They were like locking doors so they couldn't get up, so like as the boat's sinking, like the water's like rising, like drowning all these poor people, and like the people are like, no, you can't come up here. It's dark, it's very dark. But like that's just something that like is pretty messed up that happened, and they do a pretty good job of depicting it. But yeah, I also haven't seen The Godfather, which I feel like isn't very controversial considering the fact that like we're like 18, 19 years old, and that's like a very, very, I mean, like, yeah, it's an interesting movie because like I understand references, right? And I understand like if people make the references like in Despicable Me, like they make the reference about the horse head, like I know about that, right? And like same with like Scarface, like I know the lines, and I know a lot of scenes and like scenarios and stuff, just because like when you have like movies like that kind of like transcend like culture and whatever, and they kind of, what are you giggling about?
we looked up classic movies.
Yeah, like
Well, it's like especially with those movies that are considered classics that like get references in other pop cultures and whatever. That's how I like recognize it, right? Like the horse head in the bed scene, like I can recognize that because it's done in other movies and TV shows and stuff like that. Like there's like I can understand the references, but I haven't seen that up until recently. Like the last month is when I watched The Dark Knight, because I was watching all of the Batman movies to prep for the new Batman, and then I still haven't even seen the new Batman, so I didn't seen that.
Have you guys seen The Breakfast Club?
I actually
I have
haven't.
not.
I have not.
You haven't?
No.
It's a really good movie.
But like I said, like I know the references, so like it's interesting.
You guys see The Notebook?
I actually
No.
did see The
Great
Notebook.
movie.
That is a pretty good
Great
movie, and
movie.
I kind of called it towards the middle because I was watching it with my ex-girlfriend at the time, and she like was sitting there, and we were watching it and paying attention, and I stopped the movie and I like told her what I thought, like the twist. Are you gonna see it? You're not ever gonna see it, are you? Do you care if I spoil it?
No,
What movie again?
The Notebook.
Dante might care.
Are you gonna care if I spoil it?
Nah.
Anyways, I like stopped the movie halfway through, and I was like, because like basically the Notebook is like this guy is telling the story, like reading a love story to this old woman at the house, like at this like retirement home basically. And halfway through I like stopped it and I go, the old man is telling the story of them, like he's telling their love story, like, but he's just telling it back to her because she has like dementia and like forgets and stuff. So I like stopped it and I was like, told her, I was like, this is what happens, isn't it? She goes, how do you even pick up on that stuff? And I was like, I think it's just from like,
You're so smart.
I think it's from watching it's from watching enough movies. You know what I'm saying? You watch enough things, you can kind of pick up on stuff. It's why like a lot of the times, especially in Marvel
Did
films.
you finish the movie?
Yeah, I finished the movie and I was right.
Well, I mean, he already finished it in his head, so like,
Yeah.
One
No,
of
but it's
those
like
people.
one of
Spoiled
those
it for
people.
himself.
Okay. But no, it's like why like when we watched Spider-Man with our friend Grace, and she was
God.
like telling all her theories
Oh
during
my
the movie,
gosh.
and she called a couple of them. I will say that she called a couple of them. Shout out Grace Minto. She did call a couple of them correctly.
Wait,
But
were
so
we-
annoyed.
Were we close enough to hear?
it was me and Ian sat next to her, and then there was
No.
like two people in between us,
Oh,
and then it was
yeah.
you guys.
We were just
She
making
did call a
jokes,
couple
though.
of them.
We
Yeah,
were just
but-
making jokes. the
I
whole
couldn't,
time.
dude. Watching Spider-Man with you guys was like the worst because of this, and it's because like it's like towards the end. Spoilers, first of all, if you haven't seen Spider-Man: No Way Home.
if
If you haven't seen it,
that's
drop a
your
like
fault.
and
Yeah.
come back to this video.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it,
Pause
save
the
this.
video, go watch.
I haven't seen it.
Okay, but
Okay,
you're
no
never
one
gonna
cares.
see
Watch
it.
What if I was gonna watch it tonight?
No, you weren't.
Okay, well then you can watch it after this. We're spoiling it.
Cover
So
your ears.
the worst part is like it's the scene where Tobey Maguire like he stops the speeder from like hitting the goblin, right? And it's this very dramatic scene where he's like saving he's saving Peter from like doing something he'll regret.
Yeah.
And all I can hear is it's because it's just Tobey Maguire's face
Right.
on the screen.
It was
And
funny.
all I can hear is just JJ giggling. And it's completely silent.
Toby's.
That's one reason why, because we were doing the same thing with the new Batman movie.
Oh, we were.
Social media, like memes and stuff that come out, just make stuff so funny. It's like when we saw Tobey Maguire, like you see like these memes and stuff, and you just can't help but laugh. Especially with Batman, like there's so many funny videos about Batman. It's like the whole movie, he'd say like, "I'm vengeance," and we just lose it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, yeah, like Batman would just be sitting there and I'd lean over and go, "I'm vengeance." And then he would just start dying.
I feel like that's like the tough thing, especially about like watching movies with like your friends and stuff, is because
Yeah.
I can't take anything serious with you guys. So like, it makes things funny. But have you guys seen any like the movies by like Quentin Tarantino, like Pulp Fiction or Django
I actually haven't.
Unchained?
No,
Or,
I haven't.
they're pretty good. I think that he gets a lot of, I mean, credit where credit's due. He does do a really good job of directing some of those. Yeah, I just wanted to point that out because I started watching some of his because the first one I watched by him was Django Unchained, and that movie like messed with me. You know what I'm saying? Because
You
like
told me- you told me a
it
lot about
shows
that.
like slavery in like a different like a very real light, and like you learn things from it that you didn't know about. Like you learn
Yeah.
stuff from it that you didn't like learn in school, and it's like very very like jarring to watch. And then afterwards I'd sit there in silence for like 10 minutes because I was like, what did I just watch? Like this is like
Yeah.
it's like messed up and like very interesting to watch. But
Dante, I'm guessing you haven't, but have you seen Monty Python and the Holy Grail?
I haven't
No.
seen that.
I actually haven't seen that either. My dad thinks it's hilarious.
None
though.
of you guys have seen that?
My
No,
dad,
nah.
it's one of my dad's
Oh.
favorite. My dad laughs at, or my dad talks about it all the
Yes.
time.
It is
So
such okay. We gotta watch that tonight. That's such a good movie.
what's it? It's on something, isn't it?
It's on. I think it's on Netflix.
Netflix.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. I mean, I will say one thing though, and this is like kind of talk about like Netflix and like the streaming wars and stuff like that, is I think the one benefit, so like the downside to the streaming wars is that like you're ending up buying like 4 different streaming services to try and like catch up with everything. But the upside is that these streaming services, in order to, you know, prove to you that they're worth your money, they're producing their own content, which in turn is, you know, providing us a lot better content. Like think about all the Netflix original series, and think about like HBO Max series, like the fact that like Euphoria was so big, Outer Banks was so big, Stranger Things is so huge, and then like to see what other streaming services are trying to do, like is it Peacock or is it Paramount that is doing
Paramount.
the Bel Air series?
Oh no, that's
That's
Peacock.
Peacock.
I thought you were talking about the Halo.
Well, yeah, that one too. That
Um,
one's getting done. HBO Max is doing insane stuff. I know they've got the it's the Winning Time thing,
Winning
which I
Time.
still I fell behind on that, but I need to catch
That's
back
really
up.
good.
And then you know Apple
Have you
TV.
caught up
Well, for us, it's really good, but that's actually something we haven't talked about. Jerry West like came out and
Oh,
was
yeah.
like livid about like how he was being portrayed in the show, and I mean, similar to Magic, he also like he did some interview where like paparazzi like got in his face and was like, "Hey, what do you think about the show?" And he was like, I'm probably not going to watch it, but I am excited for the Apple TV documentary that's coming out about me." So apparently Apple TV is also putting out an actual like documentary about Magic. So
I mean, I could see that because I mean, it does like say like a lot of the stuff is like true, but like it's been like dramatized.
dramatized.
How do you say the word? Dramatized.
Dramatized.
Exaggerated.
And exactly, yeah.
All right, Tom.
So I can see like these.
That's like the first word he said in like 10 minutes.
I can see how like these players and like coaches and stuff like
Yeah.
not like it because it's like, hey, that's not.
Yeah,
what
so I mean, it's been interesting to see, like, I mean, because like for us, it's been like really good because I mean, it's well made and like put together in like
yeah.
a really cool way.
Especially as a
but
Lakers fan, I'm just fun watching like how that was.
I think
yeah,
I
but
watched
like
the-
also to like
Yeah.
see how the people who were like, or the people that it was actually about, saying like, yeah, that just wasn't what happened.
Right.
Yeah.
for them, it's like that's what makes it not a good show. But for us, because we weren't there,
It's entertaining.
yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I read a part of a book about like the Showtime Lakers because like it was on a plane and my phone died. And it was like very interesting because they do portray. I feel like they portray Jerry Buss in a pretty good light. Like he's very different from the actual, you know, billionaires that were around the time and like all the rich people. He's very different, and so I think they did a good job portraying him. But I will agree that like for some of the other players and stuff like that, maybe they aren't being portrayed in the best light, especially Jerry West. He's being portrayed in a poor light. So
Yeah. What are you gonna say, Dante?
I was just gonna say, I think I like watched the first episode with you guys, and to me, I'm not like a big, huge basketball fan, but it's pretty interesting to see, or like see what went on, because you said it was like some of the things were true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, like, I don't know
like-
like how much of it is exaggerated,
Right.
because like I thought like with like Jerry Buss and stuff, that it was like, oh, he was like a billionaire, just bought it with like no struggles or anything. But like from the show,
Yeah, like-
you kind of see like how he struggled with like a lot of like the financial stuff, because he didn't have all the money right away. So like it's
But
cool to see like some of that, and like how like he brought it to what it is.
right.
now.
And so like the difference, I mean, just because I forget when I was watching it, but like on Undisputed, Skip Bayless, who like was around the Lakers like during that time, like I don't think he like covered them, but he like kind of did. And like he like started watching like the first episode, and he like was saying how he got through like halfway of the second episode and just like stopped watching it, not because he like was watching stuff like how it was being depicted and was just like, yeah, that's just not how Jerry West acted, or like that's just not the kind of person he was. Or same thing with Magic, you know what I mean? So that's been interesting to see how like some of the people who are around that or in that situation like really don't like the show. I mean, Jerry Wesley came out and wanted an apology. So like for us, we're like, oh, this is kind of cool, like it's well made, and like if this actually happened, that's like crazy. But so that's been interesting to see.
yeah, I think I need to catch up on that show to make sure I stay up to date. But that's my problem, is I keep falling behind in all these TV shows, because like even some of like my favorite shows that are coming out now, I like get really excited about, and then I realize like I'm like 4 episodes behind. And like we talked about this last week a little bit with like the Moon Knight stuff and all that stuff. It's just like it's such a cool like thing that I need to see, and I know I need to see it, but I just can't like sit down and watch it. And like I think that's part of just, you know, the stuff I've got going on recently with like finals and like like all this stuff, end of the year stuff. So I think I'm gonna be able to catch up on those soon. But yeah, I definitely do need to watch some of those. But we kind of talked about this a little bit, is because I think I've watched more movies this year than I have in like my entire life, because I've started to get into this whole thing where like I'd rather sit down and watch a movie for 2 hours than sit on my phone like on Instagram, Twitter, you know, anything like that for 2.5 hours straight, because like I'll get into those holes like for sure. So that's something that I found interesting. So I watched a couple of movies this year. A lot of the ones I've seen are actually funny. It's because I see them on like this sounds so dumb, I'm on like I follow a bunch of like pages on like TikTok that are like film.
Yeah.
So like whether it's like people that do videography themselves, or it's people that talk about movies and stuff. So I've watched like a bunch this year that I've just seen off their recommendations, and I'll be like, I'll watch that, or I'll add it to my list and I'll watch that. So that's like majority of the movies that I've seen, like at least has been from that. I think that's just another.
Oh, I think there was some movie with Kid Cudi that just came out. I forget what it was
Don't
called.
Look Up? Oh no, it's
it's called
it's
either
the
called
horror
10.
movie. It's X.
Yeah,
right?
it's called X or 10. A24.
Yeah,
That's right. They make A24. They make some great movies.
They do. I mean, I can't watch horror movies.
I'm not a big horror movie guy.
I'm like, it's been my
too scared?
my whole.
You too scared?
Does horror
Okay.
get you?
Yeah.
What's
horror
your
gets
favorite
me.
horror
Sorry,
movie,
the
Dante?
last movie I just watched wasn't Toy Story 4.
It wasn't. It was Endgame.
Okay.
Yeah, Kyle.
Okay.
What?
You like horror
Why
movies,
don't you
Dante?
like horror?
Yeah, what's your
Have you
favorite
ever
horror
seen a horror
movie?
movie?
Yes.
What
Which
horror
one?
movie?
Get Out.
Okay, that's actually a good one. I do like that
Is
movie.
that like a horror movie though, or is that just kind of like thriller?
Okay.
I think there's a
what's
difference
the-
between
So like,
horror and gore.
okay, but don't.
What?
Get Out
Gore?
wasn't like gore.
No, I know.
That was
I
like
know.
it was a thriller. Okay, so I feel like the difference between a thriller and like a horror movie is like the thriller movies seem to be like more like suspenseful.
Yeah.
So like instead of like the ghost popping out of the corner, it's just like building up, and then the last 30 minutes or so are super intense. But like that's the way, I mean, Get Out is like the entire movie. It's just like you're like learning things and you're like, oh my gosh, and then like the last 30 minutes is like super intense and crazy, and then like the movie ends. So it's like very just like slowly like rising action and like a really high peak, and then it ends. So like I think what Jordan Poole does with, especially like, he's been a fantastic like producer and director, but like that's like similar to what he does into a lot of his movies. Is like that's what I feel like is the difference between horror and thriller. But I did really like Get Out. I thought that was a really good movie.
Quick change of topic. John Morant won Most Improved Player.
Nice.
Interesting.
Nice.
Interesting take.
I just got
Quick
announced.
little update back to sports, but I just got the update. So
Nice.
shout out John Morant.
Yeah,
If
shout
you're
out.
watching.
Shout out John Morant. Thanks for watching, bro. I appreciate it.
That doesn't surprise me that he won it.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like if he wasn't going to be put in MVP conversation,
Yeah.
but I mean, you guys already know my take on MIP, so
But like, I understand that, but like, he still wasn't an all-star last year.
Ja.
Ja was not an all-star last year.
oh yeah, I guess he wasn't. He was
wasn't.
like a 19 point per game scorer.
Right.
I guess
and,
just
and like there
because-
was conversation of like, oh, him getting snubbed or whatever. But like,
Oh, that's right,
Either
yeah.
way, he like still wasn't an all-star, and even if he did get snubbed, he was still not good enough to not be in the snubbed conversation.
Right.
So
I
like
think-
to go from that to, because I mean, if he didn't get injured, I feel like he would have still been in the MVP conversation. I'm not
Right.
sure he would have won it, but like to go from not even an all-star. Granted, we all like saw it coming, but like even though we saw it coming, like he still went and did it. He went from not an all-star to MVP conversation.
Yeah. And I mean, I think the other thing about that is like, I think the reason we don't think Ja improved a lot is because the last time we watched John Morant play basketball, it was the first round of the playoffs against the Jazz. And like he had gone off in the first play-in game and then got into the Jazz and went off in all 5 games they played. Like he played insane. And so like we look at him and we're like, oh, that's the John Morant, right? But we didn't watch the 19 point per game score the entire season last year. So I do think that, yeah, he definitely well-deserved. And I think that's
He improved his
good for
shooting
him.
a lot.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
did.
His outside shot got a lot better.
Anyways,
Yeah, I just don't love horror movies. I mean,
But
it's-
like I could do like, okay, I'm weird with this because
We're the
really
opposite. We're the opposite.
I don't get as scared of like real life stuff, so like serial killers and all that. Like I don't get that scared. But if it's like demons and like that kind of
Well, yeah,
demonic stuff,
Nico and I are the exact opposite because I
like-
don't get scared of like the demons and the ghosts and stuff because I don't, like that stuff doesn't exist, right? So, and we could go on to a debate. I said that to someone. I was like, yeah, I don't mind like the ghost horror movies because like I know they aren't real, and they were like, you don't think ghosts are real? And I was like, I don't know what you want me to say to that. But yeah, I don't
Let us
really
know in
get
the
scared
comments.
of those. Like I've seen The Conjuring and like, I mean like it's like spooky, but like I don't
Yeah.
get like as scared. But like with like serial killer movies and stuff like that, that's the stuff that messes with like Halloween. Oh, I
Yeah.
could not
I
watch that because
saw-
that's like real. Like it's like a real dude that's gonna like go around and kill people. So
Yeah.
like
that
Nico's
doesn't scare me
like-
that
you know what?
I'm not scared of serial killers.
Well, because I
Yeah.
feel like with
Like,
serial killers, I can fight back. I know they're not real, but like,
dude, you're losing. You're losing.
I can put up a fight. I can put up a fight. And I know they're not real, but like with like the demon stuff, it's just like if demons like happen to be real and we didn't know.
exist?
Then you couldn't fight back against the
I guess
demon.
a demon could just like possess your body.
That'd be kind of cool.
I just don't think. But in my opinion, I just don't think they are real. So I think you're.
Oh yeah, like I know they're not real. Like I'm not like, oh,
Okay.
demons are real, the ghosts are real.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. I do think that's interesting how we're opposites about that.
I'm trying to find it. There was this one horror movie.
Was
that-
it-
Sinister? That one messed me up.
See, I wasn't horrible at this, but I will say I've gotten better over the years because it was like freshman year. My friends and I watched a horror movie, and I like fell asleep with like my fingers in my ears because I was like not trying to get like scared from like the jump scare sounds and whatever. So it was.
Remember
funny.
freshman year we watched it was after Homecoming. What movie was that?
Oh, it was Saul.
That's right.
Saul is
See,
not that scary.
dude.
You can't do gore.
Yeah, because it's like real things. That's like could happen. You get
Right.
put in a situation, you got to saw your leg off. Spoiler, sorry, Dante. But like I could not watch that, or like a movie like Split, where like it's an actual dude with like a mental disability. Like I guess like that movie's a little different because it's like a little more
Disorder.
out there. Well, it's
Disorder?
Disordered. Mental
Yeah, I think
disorder.
I think
Split. It was like the multiple.
Right, the multiple
Right.
personalities, but like still something like that
Anyways.
like could actually happen in real life.
Yeah.
But then don't they have like that weird like split cinematic universe where like he's also like a superhero or whatever?
I didn't see
Like
it.
Breaking Glass is like in that too.
I have no clue.
I haven't seen it.
I didn't see either of those because I couldn't do it. So, but like I don't know, stuff like that's like too real to me. And it even goes as far. It's like I couldn't watch Squid Game.
What?
That was a good show.
Squid Game messed with me the first
He
episode.
doesn't. He doesn't like gore.
It was interesting.
But it's not
It
even
was-
like
it was
okay,
interesting.
it's not even like
I thought
gore
it was
because
really
I
good.
watched The Boys.
It does mess with you though.
I watched The Boys. It wasn't as
No,
much
it don't.
gore as much. So The Boys, the TV show on Amazon, a great show. I think it's fantastic, very well made. It is very gory. I'll say that. So it's not as much the gore that messes with me. It's, and I've said this to people before, like Squid Game was like the part that messed with me was like when the people messed something up and knew they were about to die and were like begging for their lives. Like that's the
Yeah.
part that messed with
Yeah.
me. And like like the fear and like adrenaline and like the there's no hope type of deal where like they
Yeah, I
like
see
like
that.
they break the cookie accidentally and it's just like you see like all hope drain from their face
Yeah.
and they're like trying to like please no please and then they get shot. Like that's the part that messes with me.
Oh, like when the dude like went down the slide after he messed up the cookie. Do you remember that scene?
Yeah.
That was a crazy
I
scene.
didn't watch it. I'm telling you this. I couldn't get past the second episode.
Dante, did you watch it?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I was like, I enjoyed it so
I
much.
mean, I
was
wasn't
like,
like,
"Yo."
I can't get through it because I was like,
I was
No, it
I
messed,
was
It's a
hoping
movie.
they'd break cookies.
it messed with me. So that is something that I didn't watch that everyone talked about. Like I'd never watched that. But like it's just it's a little different that way because I feel like that it just messes with me because like you just feel so bad. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
But,
I
but
mean,
Empath.
yeah, I'm an empath. That was like one of the funniest like Twitter, TikTok trends, whatever about the empathy thing. Yeah, it's one of those things. I don't know why. I mean, I still can't get past it. So
Fair enough.
it's whatever. Maybe I'll have to sit through it at some point because I do really like movies and TV shows that have twist endings. So when people were like, the twist is so crazy,
The ending was really good of it.
I was like, well, maybe now I gotta go back and watch it.
Yeah.
But I don't know if
it
I
was
can sit through
okay.
it.
Yeah.
You didn't like that?
You didn't.
I thought it was
You
cool they
liked
did
it?
it.
I
was,
already
like,
got it
cool.
spoiled, so you can talk about it.
It was like cool, but like
I really didn't care.
it wasn't that eye opening. Like it wasn't like
It was just like, oh, they're setting up for season 2.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right. What do you want to talk about, Dante?
I don't really have anything.
You didn't come prepared. This is your
Jeez.
episode.
Yeah, this is
This
your
is your
last. This is your
episode.
goodbye
I
episode.
don't know.
You've got a
What do
goodbye
you guys
episode.
The
So
one
you
where
don't
they
know what
say
you want to
goodbye
talk
to
about?
Dante.
What do you guys want to talk about?
Wow.
Can we talk about you?
Like what about me?
Can
I don't know. Can we like interview you?
Can we
For
can we
what?
call a family member?
Yeah, can we call your mom and get her on the podcast?
Why? What are you gonna ask her?
I don't know.
What are you gonna ask her?
Well, what do you want to ask her?
I don't want to ask her anything.
Oh, okay. Dante doesn't love his mom apparently.
I,
Hot take.
I don't think.
I'm kidding, Dante. It was just a
Okay.
joke.
We all love our moms.
So Dante,
do. We
Shout out
um,
moms.
yeah, shout out to all
Love
our
your mom.
moms.
Mother's Day next weekend. What are you guys doing?
No, is Mother's Day?
May 8th.
Oh yeah, I
Mhm.
always remember Mother's Day because it's like around my dad's birthday,
When's your Dad's birthday?
May 7th.
Nice. My sister graduates next week.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Shout out
Congratulations.
sis. Yeah,
Shout out. Isn't your
Congrats.
sister getting married this summer too?
she is. Yeah.
That's nice.
Congratulations.
How does it feel to be the only unmarried child in your family now? Like soon?
Pressure.
Is there some
So much
pressure there? Is there pressure there to get married soon?
Nah, I'm gonna take my time. I don't. I'm not in a hurry to get married.
For real?
Yeah.
Well, we were talking about this yesterday because you got a couple friends that have military boyfriends.
Yeah. Shout out my friends who have military boyfriends. No, because I mean they have
Shout
like a
out our
good reason
friends
to
that
get
are
married.
No,
That's right, too.
it's interesting though, like the benefits that the married people in the military
Yeah.
get. So like there's incentive to get married early, because that's what we have a buddy in the Marines, Navy. Is he Navy?
And Army. Kirk.
Oh yeah.
Well, I'm not.
Sales.
Yeah. But
Owen.
no, he was telling us how like if he got married, then he could like live off base earlier, and like they pay for housing.
They pay for housing. They pay, like, so with my friend now, she would transfer and then she would get like free schooling. They pay for schooling.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Lots of benefits to that.
Yeah, it makes sense for like people like that, and that's why you see a lot of military SOs get married early, because the benefits are crazy. So.
Yeah,
This
I
is
don't
true.
want to get married early because my mom, too much stress on her.
Yeah.
Yeah, my brother's wedding, and then like the year after that, you have my sister's wedding. So
Yeah,
it's
so you want to give her a break.
Yeah.
Give her a little
I'm just
time.
looking out for her,
Yeah.
Happy
Yeah.
Mother's Day. That's her gift. I'm not getting married anytime soon. So you don't got to stress about that.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's going to be a fun wedding, though. You're going to go.
I
When are
know,
you
I'm
getting
excited.
married, Dante?
I got to RSVP. I thought it was interesting they put the like give us a piece of wedding advice on the
Want
RSVP.
to give your dad's advice?
Yeah, I don't know. My dad and I put two different advice, because they were like,
Don't
give
spoil
us your spoilers for if you're Nico's sister or fiance. But I was like, I have no wedding advice. Like, what am I supposed to say for marriage advice? So I put happy wife, happy life. My dad was like, my mom's like talking to my dad, and she's like, what do you want to put for piece of marriage advice? He was like, don't share your thoughts. And I was like, a wise man once told me that. No, it was clearly joking, but
When you getting married, Dante?
Not anytime soon.
yeah, I feel like
Am I supposed to be thinking about that right now?
I don't know. I
I'm
think
just
it's
trying to keep you in the conversation.
I think it's
You're not
crazy.
talking.
Step one, get a girlfriend.
I just think it's crazy, like the part of our lives that we're at, where like I had a friend that got married somewhat recently. So like I've got friends that are getting married. I've got friends that are in college, and I watch like go crazy partying every weekend. And then I had a friend last week win prom king at his prom in high school.
Who won?
Danny.
Danny won prom.
Shout out Danny for winning prom king. But I think it's just crazy, like what part of my life I'm at. What are you doing?
Nothing.
I just think it's a crazy, weird spot to be at in your life, because you've got some friends getting married, settling down, some friends going crazy, partying every weekend, and some friends that still
Making podcasts.
making podcasts. Some friends that still have to ask their parents' permission to leave the house. So I think it's funny. You guys got a little topic over here on your computers?
We're playing some Hangman.
You're playing Hangman? Are we boring you that much?
You're really bad at guessing.
Okay.
Just guess all the vowels.
Oh, guessing. First of all, let's go back to this. I want to talk about this.
What?
So you know how there's like a game for everything now that ends in LE? Wordle, Quordle, Purtle, like everything. So we've
Is
been.
that how you pronounce it? It doesn't look like Purtle.
Well, because it's Jakob Purtle,
Oh.
even though it's spelled like Poetle.
Yeah, I was going to say. Anyways.
And that one's like guessing NBA players.
Mm-hmm.
So I found one today because I saw it on the internet, and it was Actorle, and it was like you had to guess an actor.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, I got it in 2. I think you and Ian both got it in 1.
Indeed.
Nico, how many guesses did it take you to get this actor?
Got in 5, 6.
5 or 6?
Loser.
And it was like interesting though, because like it was weird because like it's tough, right? And like he had some tough guesses. I got lucky because, spoiler, if you haven't done the act, or actually it'll be the next day already. So it'll be the next day.
I'm gonna get it. Are you
gonna do it right now?
My thing is, I know faces of
Dante,
actors.
Screen record your screen.
I know the faces of actors. I just can't put a name to a lot of them.
Yeah. So Dante's gonna do the Actorle right now. I'm having him screen record his screen so we can all watch it together.
Wow, Dante.
For
Such
all
a
you
good guess.
for all you audio listeners, this probably isn't as much of a fun game, but
Great guess, Dante.
Oh, that was so
yeah.
good.
So talk us through it right now. So basically, the way who'd you guess first?
I didn't guess anyone.
Just
There's
guess
a lot
someone.
of colors.
Yeah. So basically, the way that this game works, and
a lot of
you're on the right
colors.
link, right?
This one?
Yeah. So basically, the way this game works is that you guess an actor, and it'll tell you if the age is like where the age is, like if the age is close to the actor or not. And if you guess an act, and first, let me explain better. So
I guessed the guy.
who'd you guess?
Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp. Okay. So you go down the line. Basically, it shows like the movies they've been in. And I don't know if it's all the movies. I think it might just be the ones they have major roles in, because he's definitely been in more movies than this.
Right.
But they show like all the movies he's been in that has had, or he or she has been in, that has had major roles. And you can see like the IMDb rating of the movies and the year they came out, but you can't see the movie. And so you guess an actor or an actress.
You can see how many letters, or like, because it has the title, but every letter's an X.
Oh, I didn't even think about
I'm
that.
so lost.
So basically you do that and you guess. And so if you guess an actor or an actress, it'll say the age and whether it's close or not close. But if you guess an actor or actress that was in the movie that they're in with it, it'll show the movie.
Nice.
So like for me, I guessed an actor. I guessed. Where are you right now in doing this?
I'm still on guess 2.
Okay.
I literally don't know who to pick.
Yeah, this would be hard for
You
you
want a
because
hint?
you don't watch anything. So what I did is I picked Matt Damon as my first guess.
You got it. Got in one.
Got what?
The Actorle.
Yeah, because you did it earlier. So I did Matt Damon as my first guess. And so one of the movies on the list popped up, and it was Interstellar. So I was like, okay, I need to think of someone that was in Interstellar with Matt Damon. And then my second guess was the main guy from Interstellar.
He still won't know.
Yeah,
who
I know
that
he won't
is.
know who that is. Have you seen Interstellar?
Nope.
Have you seen Wolf on Wall Street?
Yeah.
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 He's in Wolf of Wall Street too.
Oh.
Oh.
I get
Hold on.
What guess you at?
4. I'm like gonna.
Who have you been
embarrass
guessing?
myself for this.
Who'd you guess?
Yeah.
Take
Dude,
us
I
down
like
the line.
because I don't know.
Take us down the line with these guesses.
Johnny Depp,
Mhm.
Okay.
Robert Downey Jr.,
Okay.
Matt Damon.
So you guessed that.
I
Okay,
guessed Matt Damon, and
But now
was
it doesn't
wrong.
help you. So now you know that it's someone that was in Wolf of Wall Street. And granted, you watched Wolf of Wall Street recently, right? Because your roommate wanted you to watch
Yeah.
it. Shout out Nick Ulan.
What's that guy's name?
Nick.
Oh,
Which guy? What
Your
guess are you doing?
roommate?
it's definitely not him, but I'm still gonna guess him.
Who?
Jonah Hill.
That's what I did.
He guessed Jonah Hill because I told him it was someone in Wolf of Wall Street, and he guessed Jonah Hill. But Nico just didn't remember this dude's name.
No.
And I was
What's the
giving him
name?
all the hints.
Oh,
No, it's not.
And I was like,
it's
finally,
not
I
the
was like,
main guy.
No.
I just can't put names to faces a lot of times.
I know. And I was like trying to give him hints, and I was like, there's one hint I could do that. It'll just give it away. And he's like, what
Yeah.
is it? And I was like, all right.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Okay, what is it? I don't know it.
Well, guess you won.
6.
You've got 2 more.
You got this.
Like I don't know
Hey,
any
hey, I'll
other
give you-
actor in.
I'll give you a
Wolf of
sports
Wall
hint.
You don't know any other actor in Wolf of Wall
I'll
Street
give you
other
a
than Jonah
sports
Hill.
hint. I'll give you a
Leonardo
sports hint.
DiCaprio.
You want a sports hint? Texas.
Yeah, I told
University of Texas.
He teaches a class at University of Texas, but that's not gonna help him.
Like,
I thought he might. Because he's like done stuff at football games.
Yeah, that's true. No.
All
He's
right,
in a
you
lot
done?
of car
No.
commercials.
Yeah.
Lincoln
car
car
commercials.
commercials.
Nope.
Nope.
Or he's
Not
just
ringing a bell.
talking.
Not ringing a bell.
Not ringing a bell.
So if you guys are playing along at home,
They're not.
the answer is Matthew McConaughey.
Oh,
And
got it, guys.
Yeah.
Good work, Dante.
and yeah, so Ian got that in 1. You got that in 1, which I thought was interesting. What was your strategy? Did you just look at all the stuff?
I saw like earliest movie was like, what was it, like 93 or something like that. It was just like older movies.
Yeah.
There was like older movies, and then there was like, I was looking at the genres. or
Yeah,
genres.
because they show the movie genres next to it too. I
Yeah.
forgot to add that in. So the reason I even guessed Matt Damon first is because I saw a 2014 sci-fi movie, and my first thought was The Martian, and I think that's 2013 maybe.
Was that long ago?
The Martian? Yeah, it was a long time ago.
Jeez.
That's a pretty good movie though. I watched it in
is a good
science
movie.
class my senior year of high
2015.
school. 2015. Yeah, so around that time, and then Interstellar popped up, and I was like, okay, well, I know he's in that. So that's a very interesting game. I think it's fun. I do like the creativity that they're getting with these word and Wordle spin-off games.
Yeah.
I think that's something that's fun.
I don't like that one.
You don't like that
Yeah,
one?
I'm not a
What
fan
was
of
the
it.
other one that you didn't like? Crosswordle.
Crosswordle, but
Crosswordle
then I
is
beat
so much
you in
fun.
it,
Crosswordle
so-
is hard because you like it's like
It's a lot of
Wordle in
thinking.
reverse.
Yeah.
So
Oh, Did you guys do today's?
Yeah, I got it in a minute and 4 seconds.
Oh, my top word was so good. You haven't done it yet.
No.
Yeah, it was interesting.
My record time's 57 seconds.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm not even kidding.
He's not even kidding, guys.
You guys got anything you want to add before we sign off here?
Sign off. I'm waiting for
No.
some Dante ridiculous takes.
Yeah, we need. Okay, you guys got takes. Do you
we
guys
need
have
Dante
takes?
to stir the
Like
pot.
sports takes or anything.
Any
Anything.
takes. Give us a take on anything. Anything.
We
Like
need you to
life.
stir the pot. Like
Because
you
Dante,
promised.
this is like
like
we won't see you again. I think we'll get you back on June because I think we'll go visit you in June, and we'll get you. Well, I'll bring some microphones.
We did a
and we'll record
podcast
something.
at Dante's house.
Yeah, and we'll
It's a
interview
family
and we'll
guest.
interview your whole family.
Yeah.
No. Not doing that.
All right. Any takes from you guys? You want to phone a friend for a take?
I want to phone a friend to Dante. Just say something, bro.
I don't have any takes.
How does it feel that your favorite point guard in the NBA is playing horribly right now?
They're playing good defense. Like you got to give
The
them
Nets?
Nets. No.
The Nets?
No, the
Celtics are playing
Celtics.
good.
Oh, the Celtics
Oh.
are playing good defense. Yeah.
You got to give them.
But what happened?
props.
It's Kyrie.
Yeah, I thought Kyrie was your top 3 point guard in the league.
What
Dante.
happened to that?
He'll get it figured out.
Okay.
Nets are taking tonight's game.
That's your hot take. Okay.
Nets are taking tonight's
Was it
game.
in Boston or in Brooklyn?
It's in Brooklyn.
It's in Brooklyn.
Okay.
Ben
Yeah.
Simmons coming back for game 5.
No, he's
They're
not.
take-
No, he's not.
No, he's
They're
not.
taking it in 7.
No, he's not.
Okay, that's horrendous.
No, no,
that's
no.
horrendous.
7.
That's
no,
horrendous.
You're being serious about this right now.
That's horrendous.
Yes.
Get out of here.
God.
Like you're gonna stand by that.
Mavericks are worse with Luca. Than
I'm
Oh
so
my
worse
God.
with
Get
Luka.
out of
Yeah.
here, bro. Oh my gosh.
What?
Okay, who else has a hot take? I'm done listening. to
No,
you
no.
talk.
I want to keep. No, it's his last episode. Let him play.
What? They won considerably by a large amount without him. With Jalen Brunson,
And
and he comes back and they lose.
oh my god,
It's the chemistry.
The chemistry. They're not making the playoffs if Luka's not there.
You don't know that.
Yeah.
I know that for a
Yes,
fact.
we do.
You don't know
You're
that.
telling me Jalen Brunson is gonna Luka the team to the playoffs?
He could have.
Oh,
You see what he's doing without him in the playoffs.
2 games.
2 games.
Yeah, obviously there's not a big sample size. But,
Okay.
but like he didn't get the opportunity to do that,
Oh my goodness.
so you can't
Alright.
say he couldn't.
Okay, but you're willing to stand by that he would have?
He had a chance to,
Oh my god.
but I don't know. Any hot takes by you guys?
No, I want to keep hearing
I
some
don't
more.
have.
It doesn't even have to be
He's-
hot
he's-
takes. I
think
just want
he's
your
done.
opinion.
I feel like he's done.
I want your opinion.
Yeah.
Your opinion on what?
My opinion
Who do you think wins the finals?
from right now.
The
or,
Mavericks
like,
led by Jalen Brunson.
The Warriors are
Oh.
looking really good.
Yeah,
The
I was
Warriors
gonna-
are looking
I was
really
gonna
Yeah,
good.
and the Suns are looking kind of bad, but that's because Devin Booker's out. But he's gonna be out for a little bit now.
I want
If
to
he
talk
doesn't
about.
come back,
Give me like 30 seconds. I sent to the group chat. Trey Young is sucking when he has good defense on him.
Oh yeah. And he was like, I
Trey
haven't
Young's-
been this.
He owned up
cons-
to it, so like,
he's
that was
like,
good,
I
but-
haven't been this consistently guarded since high school. I was like, okay, so
That's
when you
not
have
true.
competent defense guarding you, you
That's
can't
not-
play basketball
yeah.
well.
I mean, I can't fault him too much because he is.
What help does he have?
Okay.
Yeah, but also like
Well, yeah, but like people are saying like, oh, he's
people.
one of the top point guards,
Yeah.
and then
I
he
don't think he's-
gets good defense on him. And
I don't.
he has more turnovers than field goals made in 4 games.
Right.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
It-
Those are some Russell Westbrook numbers.
Yeah,
I mean, KD is like. I
Yeah,
think he has,
everyone's
like-
sucking
Yeah,
yeah.
but you're
except
not gonna
for
be like-
Anthony Edwards.
oh no, we suck again.
I saw something that like
That's. Have
Who
you seen
was it?
Waterboy?
I haven't.
no.
You haven't seen Waterboy?
Speaking of sports movies, real quick, we were talking about movies. Talk about sports. What's your favorite sports movie?
Favorite sports movie?
Remember the Titans?
Yeah,
That's a good one.
That is a good one.
Mine's semi-pro. That movie is hilarious and will continue to be hilarious. Jackie Mood, classic, very classic. Dante, what was the last? Have you ever seen a sports movie?
Yeah. Hold on a second.
Remember the Titans and like all like the Rocky stuff is probably.
I've never seen any of those either.
You haven't seen any of the Rocky stuff.
Okay.
So good. You just about to tell me you don't like Rocky?
I wasn't
What's-
saying
what's
no,
the-
I like
hold on,
Rocky,
hold on.
but I don't know if I'd like.
Dante's
say
got
that's
his
a
movie.
So boxing's not a sport.
No, I know, but like,
He's
The
like,
whole movie is
He's like,
boxing.
my favorite sports movie is Ready Player One because of esports. Dante.
Hooray. The Sandlot.
Okay.
Okay,
There you
yeah.
go.
Actually,
Is
That's a
that good
movie.
enough for you guys?
Actually, my favorite sports movie is the Lego Movie scene when Shaquille O'Neal is in there.
the Lego movies are very underrated.
Those are really good movies.
They are good movies. JJ, what's your favorite movie? Sports movie?
Favorite sports movie? Probably Goal. Santiago Munoz.
Don't know what that is.
Is that a soccer movie?
No.
No.
Yes, it's a soccer movie.
I mean, to be fair, soccer's not the only sport that uses the word goal.
Could have been a hockey movie.
That is true.
All right, so
But no, there is a lot of good sports movies.
There is a lot of good
Like
sports movies.
just picking one is quite difficult.
no, yeah, I
Glory
agree.
Road, that's a really good one.
Glory Road's a good movie.
Actually, one of my favorite sports movies, but this because I also love Kevin Costner is either Draft Day. That's a good one.
That's a good movie.
And then what's the one with the cross country team?
Oh,
McFarlane USA.
McFarlane, yeah.
That's a good one.
That's a
And then
good-
he's
yeah.
also in Field of Dreams. That dude is the sports movie king.
Field of Dreams is
Kevin
Oh.
Costner, sports movie king. That's my hot take. If you make a sports movie, Kevin Costner better be in it.
has to be in it.
Yeah.
It's a staple.
Any hot takes from you boys?
I don't think so.
Pittsburgh Penguins going to the Stanley Cup Finals.
I can't give any input
Here's
on
here's
that.
my hot take. I don't think the Pittsburgh Pirates win 70 games. I think they go 62 and 100.
I think
that's
the
just
Reds have
rigged.
more wins than the Pirates.
No, actually, he was talking yesterday about the Pirates win. They do have more than the Reds right now, I think.
Yeah.
No, well, I'm talking
Pirates
by the
are
end of the
500.
season.
Pirates are 500 for now.
Yeah, by the end of the season.
After 15 games have been played.
By the end of the season, the
All
Reds
right.
will have more wins.
Is that your hot take? Reds will
Yeah.
have more wins than the Pirates at the end of the MLB season.
Uh-huh.
Nico, do you have a hot take?
I don't really got one.
No hot takes from Nico. All right, well then that'll do it for us today. A bit of a longer episode.
Yeah.
I need to get back on my content game because we've been lacking. We want to thank you guys for watching and listening. This will be our last little bit in this room. There'll be some extra content coming out if I can stop being so lazy and edit it together. But I think what we might do is we might get some shorter clips out on YouTube, 10-minute segments or so, because last week we filmed for like 2 hours.
Yeah.
And you guys only
Yeah.
got to hear an hour of it. So I might cut some of that stuff up and put it out there. We'll be on the lookout for on Instagram and TikTok. We'll be doing shorter reels and stuff like that and making little bits of content. So yeah, be on the lookout for all that content coming out soon. Thank you guys for listening and being supportive. Hopefully we'll be back next week. If not, because of technical difficulties, we'll be back the week after.
Yeah.
So yeah, be tuned for what's coming next. Cork It podcast is going to continue.
Book it.
Book it. Any closing remarks?
Like and subscribe.
Book it.
I keep forgetting that. Yeah, like, comment, and subscribe. Book it. Dante, closing remarks
Book
for.
it.
Do you want to say anything for your little
Yeah.
leave of absence?
Yeah.
We'll end off of you. You get to have the final word.
I don't really. Just keep it going. Keep it going.
Ended there. There you go.
All right. Thank you guys.
Keep it going.